Okay, this is not jovial music. It said happy vibes on YouTube. Hi, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, I'm getting rid of this lame music already. I'm getting rid of the lame music. Who am I? Hello, hello, hello. Whether you're watching on my own personal page, Siobhan Coates, or you're watching in the Siobhan's Spark Up community, or you're watching on YouTube, I'm streaming live in all three places. Who the heck am I? I am Siobhan Coates from Siobhan's Spark Up Kitchen, and welcome. This is my very first premiere episode. Thank you for holding your patience. Last week, I was going to go live for my first show, and we had outdoor house cleaners here, and they were banging and slamming and spraying windows and working on the roof and doing all kinds of things. So I had to put my premiere episode ahead one week, and here we are. So my name is Siobhan, and I am the fun coach. That's right. I inspire people to live a more joyous life by helping them reframe the beliefs that are holding them back. And I do that with comedy, cooking, and coaching. That is right, my friends. I couldn't decide on one thing, so I'm doing all three in my community, and it's lots of fun. And what are we doing today? We are making omelets. That is right, my friends, omelets. Now, you might have read a description where I was going to do eggs three ways. I was going to boil, scramble, and poach. But I thought that might get a little too busy for my first show. And I know I have 3 viewers, but I can't see any comments. So if you are commenting along the way, I'm using a brand new streaming service for me. It's called StreamYard, and I can't see your comments right now. And it depends, I think, on what page you're watching me on, whether I see comments or not. So please bear with me as I still figure out StreamYard and how to do this. This won't stop me from talking, but for right now, it might stop me from engaging a little bit, which is really disappointing. I'll have to do a little bit more homework on that. We'll see how it goes. And if nobody's commented, because I don't see any comments, well, then we're okay then. So what are we doing today? I had a vision a long time ago that I wanted to teach people to do 2 things. Make kale chips, which I've done, and make an omelet. So my father taught me how to make an omelet. He taught me how to cook 2 things when I was a wee child. The first one, and I was a wee child out in Nova Scotia, because this first one you may go, what? My father taught me how to make fried pepperoni. That's right, my friends. We had a terrific, and it's still out in Nova Scotia, if any of my Nova Scotia friends are watching right now, Brothers Pepperoni was so good. We used to go to the shop on Argyle Street when I was a little girl. My dad would buy this big coil of Brothers Pepperoni, which to this day is still my all-time favorite pepperoni. And he taught me how to fry that pepperoni, which of course, if you're watching from home and you're trying to figure out how to fry pepperoni, it sounds pretty easy. And it was, right? We just sliced up the pepperoni, fried it in a fry pan, and put it on white buttered bread, and then that butter would just soak into the bread, and it would just basically be eating like a fat bread sandwich with spicy butter. Spicy, yeah, I think so. Anyway, and the second thing he taught me how to cook was an omelet. And I had just read a meme earlier today that said, yeah, I started off eating an omelet and I ended up with scrambled eggs. So hopefully today I'm going to show you a way to make an omelet that's going to be great. And the first thing is, do I have an omelet pan? No omelet pan. In fact, I don't even have a non-stick pan. It's a cast iron fry pan. It's not necessarily about the pan as about your technique, what you're using to fry it. And if you're using something that may not, or not enough oil, things are going to stick. Let's get started. Anyway, I'm using avocado oil because it is a high heat, and eggs actually like to be cooked at a higher heat than what you would think they would. So we're doing a 3-egg omelet today. And what I am doing with this 3-egg omelet is I am adding some lox. That's right. I'm going fancy. I didn't bring my cheese. My feta cheese is still in the fridge. I'm making an avocado, smoked salmon, and feta cheese omelet. That is right. It doesn't get much better than that. And you may ask, feta cheese? Hey, Jack, say, I can see you. Yay! Yes, so I'm making feta cheese, avocado, and smoked salmon. And I actually really enjoy avocado in an omelet without the smoked salmon, but I knew I was making a smoked salmon for you guys today, an omelet, so I wanted to add a little something to it. I'm just going to go grab my feta. Hold on one moment. Talk amongst yourselves. There we are. I am back. So the first thing we're going to do, and I've changed my camera angle here too, because I wanted to show you the fry pan and the technique that we're using. So I thought if I come over here closer to the fry pan on a little bit more of an angle, you'll be able to see this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to crack 3 eggs, which I'm sure we all know how to do. I used to be able to do this with one hand. Oh, and I still can, kind of, sort of. Jax, I know you can probably go with one hand for cracking your eggs, but I didn't that time. So there are my 3 eggs. I also wanted to tell you another thing that I'm adding to this once we get started. So here are my 3 eggs. I'm going to add some water to my 3 eggs. Here in Colombia, there are about 6 kinds of avocados. Oh my gosh, really? Here I only thought there was like a Hass avocado, and then we get these little tinier single serve avocados, I guess. I don't know if they're GMO'd or whatever. But so these are my 3 eggs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little water to my eggs. Now there is a school of thought that you can add milk or water. And what I tend to do is I add water to my omelets and milk to my scrambled eggs. Don't ask me why. You could add water to both. I could even add milk to my omelet if I want. But my dad taught me to make it with water. And then when I went to culinary art school, they also taught to make it with water. And what does the water do? Well, the water actually gives the egg a little bit more mobility in the pan. And you'll see as we go, like the technique of making an omelet so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan and you don't have the runny egg over top, which I'm going to show you. That little bit of water that we add just adds a little bit of mobility. And you're not talking a lot of water, maybe a couple tablespoons for 2 eggs. So I free pour, and there's my water. I also love, no matter what I'm putting in my omelets, I love a really good onion, and not a lot of onion. You do not want a lot of onion in your omelet, but I'm telling you, onion, again, learned from a culinary arts school. My teacher in the meat section used to say, onions are the magical ingredient to everything. And even if I'm buying something packaged, I will generally fry up a little bit of onion and put it in there. We went true story. We went camping on our motorcycles back in August, way back in August. It feels like it was way back in August because today it's rainy and cloudy and cool. But we had a lot of dehydrated meals because we were on motorcycles and you could only fit so much. We don't have a cooler. Well, we had a cooler, but not to carry around all kinds of fresh food. So we bought some dehydrated backpacking food, which actually was really good. But I said to my husband, I need to add mushrooms and onions to everything because it adds more flavor to it. So the only thing we would go to the grocery store for is our onions and mushrooms and the occasional head of broccoli because I also love broccoli as well. But onions add the magical flavor, and just eggs and onion go so good. But look what I'm using. I'm only using a little bit because that's going to be more for flavor than anything else. And actually, I probably would have used a little bit more, but that's okay. I'm using the rest for dinner tonight. So we're going to just cut that into a little tiny bit, and I'm going to prep everything before I put the eggs in the pan, because once the eggs get in the pan, they really need your full attention. So I've got my onion cut. You know what? I kind of do. Yeah, I want a little bit more onion. So I'm actually going to take a little bit more off this onion that I already chopped. And I'm going to add a little bit more onion to my omelet because, as I said, onions really are the magical ingredient. So here we go. I've got that chopped now. And as I said, I'm going to add some smoked salmon here, but I'm also going to cut it. So these are just locks that I got from the grocery store. And I'm going to cut it into a few slices here, you know, just so that I'm not having big slabs of smoked salmon in my omelet. And we know smoked salmon is a very you know, it's got a big taste to it. So again, it's not something that you need a whole lot of unless it's your main ingredient. But I'm also sharing this with avocado and onion. So I've got some smoked salmon here that I chopped up and put aside, and we'll put that away for later. And of course, avocado, which I'm telling you again, if you have not had avocado in an omelet, you do not know what you. Broccoli is yucky, Jax. Broccoli is not yucky. Broccoli is like another vegetable that is so good for you, so high in protein, so many vitamins and minerals. In fact, I would almost say if the only thing you ever ate for a vegetable was broccoli, you'd be in good hands with broccoli. All right, if you missed my live yesterday, you know I did a whole thing on avocado and cutting an avocado. And again, here I go. And if you missed that episode, here's the avocado. A lot of people don't know what to do with an avocado and how to get around that seed. I'm going to do it right now. And I said I don't do it in my hands because, you know, this does not look good, but I'm going to do it in my hands. So just a little chop with the knife, move it around, and here comes your pit right out, and then you've got your whole avocado to use. So that's just a note for yourself. Now, I am not going to use this whole avocado because, like I said, I've got onions and I have got smoked salmon. So I'm just going to cut the half of a half. So I'm using 1/4 of an avocado here, and then I'm just going to cut around here just to get that out. And I don't have my spoon, but luckily, see, I can still stay in the camera. See, hi. All right, so I'm going to take my spoon, and I'm going to spoon out this half. I already messed up that half. I'm going to spoon out this half of the avocado, like so. There we go. You see, we've got that little 1/4 here, and then I'm going to thinly, and I put the cap back on, so to speak. I put the cap back on there, and I'm going to just thinly slice right here. I don't normally sing while I'm cooking, but you know, I felt that it warranted singing. Okay, so we've got the avocado here. I'm even going to split it up a little bit more into smaller slices. And I think we're just about ready to start. So here's my pan. I've got a little avocado oil in that. I may want to add just a little bit more. The thing you want to make sure of when you're doing your omelet is making sure that your oil or whatever you're using covers up everything and even the sides, because your omelet is going to go up on the side. So I generally roll my pan around to just get in the crease and a little bit up the sides. As you can see what I'm doing here, you can see it moving around, and there we go. I've got that. I also have a magical ingredient I'm putting in my eggs. If you don't know about chipotle peppers, then I highly recommend just the smell of chipotle pepper. So there's a lot of chipotle seasonings out there, right? There's chipotle powder, chipotle mayo, chipotle aioli, chipotle whatever, chipotle blah, 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 blah. And what I did many, many moons ago, I bought a jar, a can of chipotle peppers. And I took them out and I put them in my fridge. And I used them for everything. If I want to make my own chipotle mayonnaise, I got all the ingredients with the chipotle pepper. If I want to add chipotle pepper to any kind of sauce that I'm doing, I've got it there. I also love to add chipotle pepper to my eggs and in my eggs. So I'm also going to take, and you can see I've gone through almost all of this. I'm going to take just a little bit of chipotle peppers, And here's a fact that I don't know if you know it or not, but I'm telling you anyway. The seeds are what makes a pepper spicy. A jalapeno pepper, any pepper that's got seeds in it, it's actually the seeds that are the spice. So just be aware of that when you're using jalapeno. Why do you think jalapeno poppers aren't necessarily that spicy? Jack's Chipotle is smoked. Yes, it is smoked jalapeno. You are quite right. You are quite right. And it's the seeds that make it smoky. So when you're eating a jalapeno popper, you're going, how come this isn't that spicy? Or maybe it is. It's because you scoop out the seeds. The more seeds that you keep in with your jalapenos or your peppers, the spicier something is going to be. All right, my friends, I'm going to turn this up now. And I'm going to turn it on high to start because I do want my oil and I want a hot pan. I'm also going to start now to whip my eggs. Now, the school of thought, and what I'm going to tell you, because that's what I do, with scrambled eggs, you don't need to whip them a whole lot. Scrambled eggs, you would probably have a consistency of about that, just enough to mix. But with an omelet, you really want to beat those eggs until they become frothy. You really want to get a little froth on here. I had an egg beater once upon a time, but I don't even think you can get egg beaters anymore. Can you, Jax? Can you still get egg beaters? I don't even know. So I'm whipping this, and I'm whipping it, and I'm whipping it. Whip it real good. Okay, you don't need that. Crack that whip. Okay, so you can see just from here, I've got some froth along the sides there. Can you see that? Can you see that froth? I'm hoping you can see that froth. So I've got some froth here. It's ready to go. But the first thing I'm going to do, and I should have waited to do my eggs, but I forgot about my onion. So my onion are going to go in here. And the onion is really going to tell the tale of how hot my pan is. So right now it's still not very hot because I didn't go in with a Jax. Ah, yes, froth, exactly. Oh, you could shake it too. Oh, sure. Yeah, you could shake it. I thought you said you could shake it. So, but you could really, if you wanted to put your eggs in a milkshake cup, that's actually a really good idea now that I think of it. You could shake the mixture and then pour it in. Another known fact about omelets, don't put your salt and pepper into your raw egg mix. I don't know why. I don't know what the reasoning is, but I know that's the way I was taught. And I think, I don't know why. I just do like to put on my salt and pepper as the thing is cooking. Can we just take a moment and smell these onions? Take a moment. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. You know, I used to work at a restaurant many moons ago when I worked in the restaurant business. I worked at a restaurant in Nanaimo. It's long gone now, and it was called La Fontana, and it was in like the old Nanaimo, and it was a great restaurant. And we used to open at 4 every day, and the chef would fry up a huge fry pan full of onions, and then he would put it in the middle of the restaurant and then open the doors when we opened. And the smell of onion going through the whole restaurant and walking out on the street, smart, 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 would start to bring people into the restaurant. Probably like a coffee shop when they make coffee, or, you know, or you're riding by somebody's house, or you're outside somebody's house and you can smell the bacon cooking in their house. Kind of just wanted to go up and knock at the door. Hello, can I just have a piece of bacon? Anyway, so I'm just frying up these onions now. I'm waiting for them to get a little translucent. I might have put a little bit too much oil in my pan, but you know, I am not afraid of that. So we're just gonna cook those up just a few minutes longer now. And I just sort of space them out on the pan, maybe even bring them in a little bit, because when I pour my egg mixture, and you'll notice I haven't taken the heat off. It's still at 6. So I've just taken it down from a high to a 6. And I am just going to turn it down a little bit more. But really, medium-high heat is what you want when you're either frying an egg or an omelet. So I am going to now put my eggs in here. So here we go. Nothing else is going in here right now. Just my egg mixture. Oh, yeah, baby. And right away, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it down. So I'm just going to bring it down, and the onions have gone everywhere. Didn't get my cheese out, everybody. I do like cheese in my omelet as well. And again, with eggs, and even with your ingredients, so versatile. You can do, oh, there we go. You can do cheddar. You can do goat. You can do mozza even. Okay, so what I'm doing right now you see my eggs. I'm going to show you. You see what's happened here? I've already got an edge. I've already got a lip, but I've got all this runny stuff in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking the egg away from the edge, tilting the pan, and getting that runny stuff there. So I don't know if you can see that or not. So I'm taking the pan, and I'm taking the egg out, and I'm pouring the other mixture over top. See how that works? So you're getting, not only are you building the omelet, and this is about the space where you want to start putting your stuff in. While there's still runny spots, you want to put your avocado in there. You want to put your salmon in there. And by all means, yes, you do, you want to get your cheese in there. So I'm just taking a little bit of a lump, and your salt and pepper. So you can see how fast this is going to come together. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to add just a little bit more cheese. And again, with the omelet, with the sides, so you can see I have the cheese in there now. I'm going to, again, as this fills up, you see now it's full, but you see I can still get some of that stuff. You still see how it's running there, and it's running down, and look how much that slides. So this is also where now you kind of want to let it sit. I'm barbecuing smoked salmon here in my burner. So you kind of want to let it sit here, and it's going to get brown on the bottom. Keep an eye on your heat. But what you want to look for, oh, salt and pepper. Add that salt and pepper. You know it. There's a little salt, and oh my gosh, ground pepper. The ground pepper, I say. So here we go. I like a lot of pepper, so there's some pepper. And again, I want to show you what this is looking like. So you can see as we still go about cooking, that there's still a little, run there. And so what I like to tilt. And when I see that, it's going to run to the edge, again, I just let it go. I just let it go because you want to get all that stuff cooked. And how will you know? How will you know it's cooked? Well, the thing you want to look for most is you're going to get little bubbles coming up around on the inside, like it's almost going to poke through. And that's going to kind of show you, or bubbles along the side. I do have some bubbles along the side happening. But I'm going to take a sneak peek here, and let's take a look. Let's take a look at the color. Oh my goodness. This is coming along really, really good. All right. I've got my plate ready here too, because it's only going to be a matter of a couple more minutes, if that, before my omelet is ready. So thank you for watching. I'm just thanking you now. I do have some people on. I'm so thrilled. Again, if I don't see your comments, I'm sorry. I will go back and give you the comments. I'm actually going to take a picture of this because social media. So I'm going to take a picture here now. This is just looking absolutely amazing. All right, I think this is ready. I know this is ready. I can see that it's ready. So what we're going to do, this is where a lot of people mess up, and their omelet becomes scrambled eggs. And I don't know if I have a trick necessarily, but I always start from the outside. I start from this outside, And I'm also going to tilt the pan towards me. So we're going to have it's going to be a 2-part motion. We're going to, and you can see how easily, again, because I've used the right amount of grease, you can see how it's, oh my God, look at that color, how it's ready to lift up. So I'm going to go from the opposite side, and as I tilt my pan, I'm going to flip it over. So are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at that, my friends. Look at that omelet. And then it's going to slide. Look how easy this is. You're not going to be able to see. Look how easy this is. It's going to slide right out onto the plate. There is nothing left in there. And there is a lovely, 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 look at that omelet, full of juicy goodness. And again, of course, you know, I've got to take a picture. I'm going to take a picture. All right, now, this is where it gets good. This is where my life is going to change now forever. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. Look at the fluff on this. Look how fluffy that is. Yeah, I got a big avocado right here. I'm going to have a little sip, little taste of this. Look at that steam. Mmm. 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 It's really hot, but it is really, really good. So, and you can see it did fall apart a little bit here, but again, it's just with the fold. Look at all that yummy goodness in here. This works just as easily with 2 eggs. The 3 eggs just gives you a little bit more volume to add more ingredients. But 2 eggs, again, work just as well as 3. And you got to remember, an egg only has 90 calories, I think. Actually, I'm going to check on that. I'm going to check on that because a lot of people, you know, when they start to cut down on their calories, the first thing they do is they're going to cut out all their good stuff, or they're going to go down to 1 egg. So 1 egg, yeah, 90 calories. And a ton of protein, 6 grams of protein. I don't know. I can't read my cardboard right now, but I'm just saying 90 calories for eggs. So a 3-egg omelet, do your math, only has 270 calories. And I've added some cheese, some avocado, and some smoked salmon to that to bring a little bit more calories up. And I'm going to eat again. And this has been cooking with Siobhan's Spark Up Kitchen. My premiere episode, Omelets. So I called my show a cooking show because I really want to demonstrate skills as I go along. You know, a part of my coaching business is helping people with their limited beliefs around cooking. And many people think cooking is hard or too hard. Cooking for one is hard. This, my friends, could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You could change your ingredients in eggs so often that you would never have the same omelet twice in 1 week. It's not so hard. It's about the mindset. So one of my goals, one of my intentions with having this cooking show, the cooking class show, is to really demonstrate how easy things can be. Whether it's vegetarian, pescatarian, vegan, I'm going to be doing it all, gluten-free. I'm going to be doing it all, and really, I want to give an ease to it. I want to show that cooking can be easy, cooking can be fun. You can develop your skills, and you could just have a good time. So good. The onions in here. The onions actually add a little bit of sweetness. That's one of the reasons why onions are magical. Onions do have sugar in them, good sugar, but it adds just a little balance with the smoked salmon and the avocado. So that's it, my friends. Premiere episode, Siobhan's Spark Up Kitchen cooking class. Premiere episode number 1 is done. I really hope to get these all done within half an hour because I appreciate your time. Whether you're watching live or the replay, I really appreciate you taking the time out to come cook with me, come watch me, come keep me company in my little old kitchen here. And I will be seeing you next week. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow for Laughter Yoga, but I'll be seeing you next week, right here, 12:30, Tuesday, for Siobhan's Spark Up Kitchen Cooking Class. Thank you all very much and have a great day. Bye-bye. Bye, 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 bye.